What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines. Let's play Season 12, Episode number 6. And today's kind of a catch-up episode. I want to go through and clean up some things in the city. Park being one of them. Maybe add some stuff in there, see if we can get it to keep leveling up. But, you know, just in general, before we get too far ahead of ourselves building and expanding, it's always a good idea to take stock of where you're at and make sure that you're providing good coverage and that we don't have any massive gaps in things like fire safety or things like that. So we'll take a look through a bunch of our city today and see what we can adjust and tune and tweak. Let me this is a fantastic tip, by the way. Casino, thank you for this one. You can just right click in this wheel and change the time of day. So I have always been going over here and modifying time of day. Like, we can still change the pause state of the time passing, but you can just go whatever time of day you want. Just click on it. Want to make it night, day. So that is super cool and useful. We'll leave it on day mode for now. So what kind of problems do we got happening? Let's just look at this from a real high level, right? We've got some buildings down here that are complaining, right? Not enough customers. So as we get our residential areas up, not a lot of demand for that right now, but we got to bring people in kind of closer. This is really kind of off on its own. The people all live in behind. Over here, you can see that these complaints are not enough educated workers. So as we look through, one complaint about garbage, not that big of a deal. There's one mod that I have installed called Show It. I think that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Anyways, it tells us kind of what services are impacting a building's level. So a building will level up as it gets better service coverage. We can see exactly what it thinks. It's got good coverage for high school and university. Maybe not the best for elementary, right? I guess not the best for university, but definitely close to a high school. We can see how well it's covered by things like healthcare, fire, police, death care. All these things contribute to the overall level of the building. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Even if you're not using this mod, or if you're on console and mods are not possible, all these factors contribute to a building's level. So anything you can do to improve any of these statistics, don't raise things like crime and noise, but provide coverage for the other city services, can help level those buildings up. Buildings that are higher level, residential, for example, can hold more residents, so more people can move in, and also more people can pay taxes, and they'll pay higher taxes. So let's do something real quick. Let's go into info views. I don't even know why I came over here. Let's look at our power. What's our situation here? Pretty dire. Did we turn it down? I feel like we turned it down. We did. So let's turn it back up to 100%. We'll leave it there for a bit. I don't think we're moving lots of people in today, so it should be okay. So electric, we're way into the green now. Water and sewer, we're well into the green. This is a fun one, all the recycling coverage, but we're barely in the green right now. We'll leave it for the time being. So elementary school wise, let's take a look down here. What do we got? We've got one school kind of acting for this whole area. It's not maxed out, but how well is it covering the area? I don't know. Not very. So let's come in here and get another school in. I don't want to put them on the main drag. I feel like that would be better. And let's not have a house move in right next door. So we can go over to our footpaths and eat up some of this zoning around the building. Let's do that. I think that works. And that gives us a little bit better elementary coverage over here. Now, high school wise, let's check the capacity of these. So there's a little bit of room on that one. Where was the other high school? Right across the street. And that has capacity, so hopefully all those people will go to school once they, I guess once they get out of elementary. We're not doing anything policy-wise to kind of steer people one way or the other. University, we're actually out of capacity on university. So I think for the time being, let's do this for the time being. We're just going to put another one, right? Is anyone not covered? They're not covered that great down here though. So let's actually put it down here for now. So we'll do this. What's our money situation? 700,000. Well, 639 after that. But we're not doing too bad. Let's play it at 3 times speed. We'll keep making some money while we go through this. So we haven't done any public libraries yet. Maybe we'll think about that. Happiness is coming along. Healthcare, pretty good. Very few sick citizens. We could probably use a little clinic over here, and definitely something over here, just for coverage, right? Let's do that. Let's get a couple small clinics in. What are these upkeep? 400 per week. That seems like a lot. Let's get one here, and let's get one. Ooh, perfect. So we've got fire, police, healthcare, and creative arts. Yes. So we should be good there. Let's see about death care, though. Death care, I feel like we're lacking. We have no crematoriums. Should we add a couple of those in? I think that we should. Just for the sake of processing. Can we get it right there? There's one. Are we gonna buy only 2 cemeteries right now? That seems a little crazy to me, considering we need 8 recycling plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 recycling plants. Okay, right? Yeah, 7. Now, levels-wise, you can see we haven't really maxed out levels and everything, and part of that is what we're doing right now is getting better service coverage in, for all those different things. So, these are leveled up. Like, why isn't this one leveled up? Well, no, I didn't mean to do that. It's like, why isn't this one leveled up, right? Because it doesn't have the best police fire coverage. We're getting there. Hold on a second. What's our traffic at? 82%. Where are our problems? So we can see kind of where busier streets are. This is very busy right here. What we probably want to do is come in here in traffic manager, right? Now we could auto apply, but I think that kind of makes a mess if you try and then override it. So come off of that. Come on to this, right? This tool, priority signs. Why are those not animated? You got to zoom way in. So we're going to stop this. So we'll stop the traffic. That will yield the traffic on the sides. Doesn't even, whatever, we'll stop it. I think you can just like copy and paste an intersection too. But I'm not the greatest at it. I just know that I had a little bit of a problem with when I used the priority, unchecking the priority. So I don't know if that's just a glitch, an intentional thing. We're gonna stop that traffic when it comes to this street, right? Because we want those main avenues to really push traffic through. But essentially, you're thinking about reducing your intersections as you go closer and closer in, or reducing the distance between them. We have these very sparse intersections on this kind of, I don't know, what is it, collector road, technically, that connects to the local road. Seriously? Come on. I got to move more houses in so there's less trees to burn, and we will get there eventually. But unfortunately, this is going to be. It's going to be a problem for a while, I'm pretty sure. One of the things that I did want to look at is upgrading this. I was going to say, it's not going to let me delete that rock, is it? Let's take a quick scan down here. Come on, give me. Oh, there's 2. There we go. Got that one too. Okay. So I don't recall if I said this. I had to restart right at the beginning, and I don't remember if I mentioned this recording or last recording, but so I was looking at Anarchy a couple episodes ago, and I was like, why are the trees in the road? I don't know. I have Anarchy turned off. Except I had Control P? Shift P? Control Shift P? Let's hide problems. Right? So I'm hiding problems now. Control Shift P again, and I'm showing problems. Proper tree Anarchy on. Control P? Shift P? Shift P. Okay. That turns prop and tree Anarchy on or off. And I think that might have been what was causing that problem of all the trees in the roads. Basically means you can place props anywhere, but it also means that... Can I delete a... Can I get this rock? Can I get this rock? Can I get any of these rocks? There we go. See, like, I don't know where this... Okay, there it is. It's like, it's super tough to click some of these. Like, they're just like floating above the terrain. We'll get them eventually. I'm hoping that fire does not reach the neighborhoods. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to do today, at least build-wise, is upgrade this segment all the way up into the center. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess, but we're going to do it. Keep working through, though, here. We're almost... Well, I guess we were on traffic, and then I got squirrely and distracted. So this is still a major problem in this area, and we're going to build a roundabout here. We'll see what it does. We also have to look at the industrial traffic at some point, right? This is a mess because of industrial. And this two-way strip here, that doesn't need to be there. Do we just fix that real quick? So, regular roads, one-way roads. We're going to upgrade this segment. We're going to leave that. We're going to upgrade this, reverse direction on that. We're going to upgrade that. We'll make this a potential turnaround to come back into the zone for whatever reason. But we'll see if that smooths out things at all. I think that it will a little bit over here. Ultimately, this is not how we're leaving the traffic flow here. And we'll have our own exit for the industrial area at some point. That'll help out quite a bit. Man. Maybe we cut down some trees at some point? I don't know. Jeez. All right. So pollution-wise, we're okay on traffic. Another exit is going to pretty much fix all of our traffic woes by dedicating something to the industry area. We can see where our dumps and our industry area are pretty easily right now. Noise pollution-wise, you know, it's along the main strips. It's in our tourism district. It's in our industrial area and the windmills. So we're okay there. We could probably do a fire department along this road would make sense, especially after we upgrade it. I'm not going to do that yet because we'll have to delete it or move it to upgrade. We're doing pretty good on crime. And by pretty good, I mean pretty good fighting it. We're not doing good at crime. Line overview. We're not moving a lot of people right now because I think we only have the monorail in. 50 passengers. Come on, people. Ride that monorail. It's a fun ride up and down the main street. It's just not very efficient, apparently, getting people where they need to go. We might look at even a monorail or tram along this road at some point. We'll frame it out in four lane, and that'll give us space to decide later on without moving a bunch of people out. So 5% unemployment, that's not too bad. Our levels are kind of flat right now. That's okay. Who is importing stuff? Who is exporting stuff? Nobody's exporting stuff, so we're not doing great. At that, what that means though is that we're kind of at the right mix of the stuff that we're making is being sold in the city and doesn't need to be exported. Land value wise, we can see that park and residential area is bumping things up quite a bit. This area over here by the canal seems to be really happy. So we'll keep bumping things up where we can. Natural resources, we got a lot of trees. We have almost no farmland on this map. Very little. A little bit of ore and oil here and there. Trees, if we wanted to do it, though, I think makes sense. Now, looking at things from a leisure perspective, really the only thing we've got going on is that park. So we should definitely take a look at some things there. Adding some stuff into our city. We don't need to worry about that. We haven't done any road maintenance, so that's going to be pretty flat. Disasters we have turned off. We do need to do fishing at some point, which we will get to. But let's do a quick little project here. And this is going to be kind of a mess. So we're definitely going to pause for this one. Now I'm going to delete the monorail tracks on either side just to give us some space. I'm going to leave this road right here. And I'm going to delete on every side of it because we want to find where the center is. So regular road, right smack in the middle, if we can get it. Which is pretty close. Not exactly where we want it, right? I want to be right there. Well, let me snap where I want to snap. Now, in my case, I'm just gonna snap this ugly little road here because it's kind of lined up where I want it node wise. I mean, maybe we can move it just a little bit. So what I would recommend here is creating a new crossroad right in the middle and then using the curve tool to come out from a point. Turn my snapping back on, right? Come out from a point, not with move it, with just the regular road tool. And we're going to make a roundabout right in here. Now I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use the roundabout builder. So let's do that. Let's delete this little segment of road that survived. And let's see what we need to clean up here. Building wise. That's just a funny shape one. Let's let all this stuff kind of think about moving back in. This stuff that's immediately on those curves. This is all right. This is interesting what happened here. And we'll have to bring the monorail back through. Oh, what is this? This is the Child Health Center, and I totally broke its ability over here. So let's move that. So that's okay. All right. Now, however you made the roundabout, whether you did it the old-fashioned way or use the roundabout builder, one thing that you may want to think about is bracing this for what we're about to do. So build through the center to kind of lock those nodes in, because we want to get our one-lane roads out. One lane roads. I think you do what I meant. So something like that. You don't want to hook to that middle node. You want just a little bit of a curve coming in and out of the roundabout. We'll fix the directions in a moment. Space is already occupied, so let's move that. We'll move the park gate. Now I'm gonna cheat, but you could rebuild that easy enough. Just demo it. Hopefully it's not your your main gate into the area. If it is, move it first, do your roads, and then move it back if you want that same kind of look and feel. So let's see here. This is going to be tricky though, I just realized. So because we wanted to get a road, or I wanted to get a road in the middle of these two intersections, which I think is going to make it really really difficult. So let's actually do this. I take it back. My main gate is over here, so I'm not I'm not affecting the park terribly by doing this. I am if I delete the road that leads to the main gate, unfortunately. So let's just do that. Hook that straight in. That's fine. We are going to do a serious gutting of this park, so let's just Just get rid of everything that's remotely close to the center of the park. And I know I could delete this faster with Move It, but in solidarity with my console players, I'm going to come in here and delete everything like that. So let's see. Let's even take out these side gates. We'll figure out where these all go back in after. And what we want to do, or what I want to do today, is upgrade this road. I'm going to move a ton of people out. Going to destroy our office zoning, but we've actually got a decent amount of industrial demand, so hopefully we can get them all to move back in relatively quickly. So this is going to support a lot more traffic now. We'll come back into our zoning and let's fix all these zones that we just broke. I'm going to break a couple of these businesses that don't make sense on the new road or new zoning if I see them. Okay, now here, if it'll let us, let's see. We have anarchy on, so. Okay, so it doesn't like the chessboard over here. I'm just gonna bulldoze and put it back. So this is gonna be super hectic at this intersection, right? I don't know if there's a way to get this in there the way that we just did it. So you may need to do something like this. You may need to delete that road first. Let's see. How do we do this? Because I want to do this in a way that the console players can follow along too. Let's delete this node. This might make a mess. So that lets us connect. Not quite the way that we want. And then can we bring this over now and intersect at the same intersection? It's going to be a little sloppy. So let's see here. It's not ideal by any means. But it makes this area make a lot more sense, and it gives people this massive avenue to come up and down. I don't know. I don't know if I like it, but we will try it. So let's make it look a little better with Move It. You could obviously do this just with a lot more time and patience on console. So we've got this main entrance into the park. Let's get a little footpath over the top. So, whoop, page up. Anarchy off. All right, so that's the height that it wants us to have for the footbridge. If I go into parks, city parks, park path, can I upgrade that? No, can't. I gotta replace it. Does that look different? It does. So let's do this. We'll come down to here. Do the same thing over this way. And you can freeform those and curve those a bit if you want. Turn your step down, elevation step, for finer control of, you know, how much page up, page down, or up and down the D-pad, how much they affect that. Let's see here. What if... So what do we got? We got one here. I don't think we need a second entrance right there. Can we connect this? That works pretty well. And then can we get one right over here somewhere? A gate? Cities, everything. Side gate. Right where, you know? Right there. And then everything. Where's everything? Uncheck stuff. There we go. And then does that connects pretty well. Why is this gazebo on the road now, though, right? That doesn't need to be on the road. That should be in the park. So we can just grab it, rotate it around this way, a little bit away from the street. So let's move this one down a bit. Down to there, maybe. And then park path it, coming back up. Where? Parks. There. Let's see. What if we did this? Kind of underneath here. And connected that up. And then can we get something like that? I'd like to get it more straight. And we can cheat it, but... So that's a little crazy. But it's okay. Let's get this side hooked up a little bit better now. So we could move this down closer to the roundabout, but it's also right here at the crosswalk, which I think is more the point. But then do we really need this one down here? Probably not. So let's see. We'll do a path like that for now, because I actually want to have some stuff we can frame out here. Let's put our plaza back in. Do that kind of on the center. All right, let's see where we can get that chessboard back in. Someplace like that. And then what do we have in here for gazebos? We have one at least. We have two gazebos. Okay, so we're good there. We have one of each. We have park benches and other stuff we could be putting in. What is our park at? Plenty of visitors. Oh, we just need entertainment to get to the next level. So we do need some more buildings here. Park info booth, that would be our second. So let's bulldoze that one. Let's get a little bit more entertainment in here, apparently. 60 entertainment on a gazebo? Okay. Let's do that. Let's do another one over here. Did that change? It did, okay. We got a climbing frame. We need a ton more entertainment to get to our next level. So let's see if we can get that climbing frame in there somewhere. Oh yeah, we can. Absolutely. I'm not sure I'm crazy about the appearance of the park right now. With this this kind of straight shot, this angular shot. We need to modify that a bit. Make it curve around a bit. But I think overall, look at that fire. How'd this one do? This one did all right. We haven't had a burner over there yet today. So what does that do for us? Well, I think that gets more options for traffic coming up and down this way. But what does that do? What does that do to our actual intersection up here? Well, we got a lot of stuff happening here that probably should not be. For example, traffic here. So we'll yield coming in, right? Give priority. Actually, wait a second. Do we have... Can I just do this? So they've added in something new in the traffic manager, and that is rules for roundabout. So we've got. Oh, I wish I could undo. I really wish I could undo. So let's come in here and undo all that zoning. Let's be a little more careful how I build things this time. So when you apply those automatic rules, right? This is something that was in the test beta, the non-stable version, whatever they called it, and they finally released this into the main traffic manager. So this turns on a bunch of different icons, like it's just icon spam, right? But what does it do? Well, it basically says, hey, if you're on the roundabout, you have priority. If you're getting on, then yield. And it's if the intersection is blocked, then don't go in. I think that's what that is. It auto sets these rules correctly. What you can do on console is make sure that you don't have, and that deleted them, perfect, is make sure you don't have any stoplights. Stoplights are awful. Stoplights will destroy your traffic flow, or traffic lights, not stoplights, right? Stop signs, traffic lights. Traffic lights will really kill your flow. Ideally, you'd like to have yield if possible. I've got a backwards road over here. That's not helping anybody out. This also is backwards, so we don't even know what the traffic flow is really doing. Let's let it play for a minute. This is using 2-lane roads. At this point in our city growth, we have unlocked, if you have them, I should say 2-lane highway. This is part of the mass transit DLC. If you don't have that, I would recommend maybe the 3-lane highway. It's not the best. If you have mass transit, definitely a little bit better option. But that gets rid of your parking. It keeps traffic moving a little faster. So ultimately, how is this doing, right? I mean, we still have this little bit of backup happening off the highway. Oh, I broke our monorails and hit play and didn't reconnect it. Someone was freaking out about that, I'm sure. Sorry to freak you out. Right, so that should be fixed if we hit play 3 times speed. It should I mean, the monorail's traveling, so right, you would think. Okay, there we go. That one fixed itself. That one fixed itself. Okay. So let's look at our traffic flow now. Now that we've got this new intersection there. We've still got a lot of stuff slowing down over in the industrial area, but it looks a little bit less confusing. So I think this is going to do all right. We've still got a lot of slowdown happening here in this first intersection, but also continuing down into the roundabout. So the roundabout has to yield coming in. There's not a lot of traffic coming this way. Do we tempt fate and override priority here? What if we did that? What if we told these cars, yes, you also have priority, and just had cars smacking into one another right here? I don't think there's enough people coming around to slow that down. So maybe that helps get people off the highway a little faster. There's no way, apparently, there's no way to avoid some of these perceived slowdowns on this interchange. So because you're going from full highway down to a single lane exit, that actually reduces the speed. If we take a look at that, speed limits wise, right? What are our roads? This is the 3-lane highways is 65 mile an hour speed limit. And if you don't have it, this by default, I think, is in kilometers per hour. So where is that? 100 kilometers per hour on the highway. When you come onto the single exit, it's 50 miles an hour or about 78K. So it's slowing down, and what this shows us is where the slowdowns are. So it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean things aren't flowing correctly. It just means things are slowing down, which is technically true, but I mean, it looks like it's flowing pretty good to me. I can't complain. There's no backups, right? And as we come into the city again, there's a lot of stuff happening right here, but it seems to be doing the trick. With these 2 priorities set, we've got to be careful that things don't get backed up right here on this piece, because they're both, you know, people are trying to get on and are trying to continue on the roundabout, but it doesn't seem like it's a problem, so won't worry about it too much. Now for our downtown part 2, which I think will be next episode, we're still feeding traffic in on the highway right here. And this one's not getting too backed up, it looks like. And then we have very minimal intersections connecting over here. So I'm hoping that that highway route will still be appealing if we have another pocket of downtown. Let's see. Maybe this far back. Let me show you what I'm thinking. So we'll go regular roads. We're gonna go. Whoa, lag. Let's come back to like here. So this is maybe if we do this, sort of like that. So where are we coming back here? So 12 off of that. Let's do 11 off of that. We'll have room for pedestrian paths on these. So this will kind of feed traffic up into this zone. I'm still hoping that the 4 lanes will carry the majority of the traffic, especially if we zone things off correctly. So do we go? I mean, I think that's far enough. Like, what if we went, you know, like that? We'll move these recycling plants. And we could do something like that. And then let's see here. Do we... I think we bring this around. So let's freeform this to the road or to the terrain height, basically. We'll do that. And then before I forget, let's reconnect our power here. We'll do something better with that in the future. But I kind of want to follow this cliffside. Something like that, right? And then we'll kind of fill in this southern, well, southwestern tip. Somebody pointed out that because of the way I have the sunset, that technically I had my east and west backwards, but I've actually changed the sunset a couple times, so it's usually consistent. But I've moved it to just do specific sunrises or sunsets. So I've, at least in terms of how the island loads and how we think about it, I always think about it the first way you see it when you load in as north being up. It's not always the case. But in this case, for me, I've been referring to north, south, west over here, West Beach, and then east side of the island. But based on where the sun is setting, that's not always necessarily true, but just know that I do change the location of the sunsets so that there's either a cool sunrise or a cool sunset right behind the subject that I'm shooting in a lot of cases. I think this is what we'll work on in the next episode, is kind of framing out down here another little downtown area, or an extension, I should say, of the downtown. And then at that point, we'll have one highway exit for our first part of our city, a second one kind of down here that feeds along this strip. We may think at some point about providing a highway exit that hits this coastal highway on West Beach, because that could deliver stuff through there. We have very minimal intersections on this road. Even though it's a 2-lane road, it should be able to move a fair amount of traffic. But we'll kind of see where this 2-lane becomes a 4-lane, where we make that switch, and kind of plan all this out. And then we're gonna fill in at least, let me draw, because it's gonna be easier. I'm shaking my mouse, but we're gonna fill in over here with low density res, over here low density res, and then this part down here will be an extension of the downtown area. That'll be our downtown part 2, which I think when I did downtown part 1, I mentioned like, oh, that's coming in the next episode. Then I had to do a highway, and now we had to do a maintenance episode. But it is all worth it. Will you stop, game, with the fires? These trees just grew back, like literally. You could see that it's still not 100%. Whatever. Okay, well, that's a good time to call it quits, I think, for today. We did, one project, which was the upgrade of that 4-lane road coming up by the park, and it helps us service the area a little bit more traffic. How effective that is and how much tinkering you need to do depends on what mods you have access to, or if you have no mods at all. You can pull off something similar. Whether or not it's worth it though on console, I don't know. Test it out. You may have to go with a larger roundabout. I did 5 units each way. So if you did like 8, I think you could squeeze more points in the center of the roundabout to snap those multiple roads to. Either way though, tinker around it enough and you'll get something that works, or at least something you like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Likes, comments, and shares all help the channel a lot and are so greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new and hit the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. So Downtown Part 2 should be coming next. If you've got any assets from the workshop that you'd like to see, I've got a bunch of skyscrapers that I'm going to be putting in pretty soon, courtesy of one of the longtime channel supporters, and I'll be working some of those into the downtown area. So far, we've been doing basically all zoning. We haven't really dropped a lot of custom assets in, but if there are things you'd like to see, let me know in the description down below, or probably better on the Discord. Links to that and lots of other things in the description down below. But until the next one, when it will be this time, I think Downtown Part 2. I think. Yeah, Downtown Part 2, next episode. Tune in for that. Until then, this is Smooth Mouse, signing off.